Hey everyone, welcome to Shifty's Club. Today, I got a cool list for you guys. I never share the deck list really, but I thought this would be pretty cool to share. Sorry for the noise in the background, but as you can see, we have one. If you can't see it, that's a Shaymin. I'll go over the details later. And this is a 2/2 Ninetales, 2 Reshiphlosion, 3/1/3 Typhlosion Prime, 1 Rotom, and a 1/1 Rayquaza Deoxys Legend. The rest of these, well, that's basically the Pokemon line. The rest of them include Alphalithograph from Triumphant, 3 Junk Arm, 3 Plus Power, 3 Pokemon Catcher, 4 Pokemon Communication, 3 Rare Candy, and only 1 Zipper Scoop Up. The rest of it is 4 Charin, 4 Plus, 4 Engineer's Adjustments, and 4 Pokemon Collector. You got 1 Double Colorless Energy, 10 Fire, 2 Lightning. Sounds pretty cool, but if you want, you can exchange this Typhlosion line for some Emboar. Although I really wouldn't. Basically, the way this deck really works is you've got so many options. So if you're a person that likes so many options in a deck, this is the deck for you, because not only this, you've got the Flare Destroy attack on Typhlosion to try to get rid of the energy on your opponent if you don't see a viable way for them to get it back. Although most decks usually run something like this, there's a few out there who don't really rely on energy and don't really bother with it. Reshiram will be your starting attacker, getting everything set up and ready for you to make the game. Obviously the Ninetales is for the draw, and Rayquaza Deoxys Legend is to get those crucial 2 prizes you need every single turn. Now for the tech cards we have in here. First off is a Shaymin. The reason we use Shaymin is because Typhlosion Prime can't get 2 energy other than fire onto Rayquaza Deoxys Legend effectively. So what we have to do is we have to attach to the Pokemon beforehand, and so that 1 Double Colorless Energy or some Lightning Energy would come in handy on the bench, throw the Shaymin down, and move them to Rayquaza Deoxys Legend. That's the sole purpose for Shaymin being here. Also, if your Pokemon's about to be knocked out, you can easily move the energy you don't need to another Pokemon, or switch it in general, and keep it from just being lost. And most of the time your Double Colorless Energy and Lightning Energy are too important, but you do run that 1 Super Rod for that reason. The weirdest tech in here people think of is Rotom. Now Rotom is our rogue tech of the format. Rotom, well, like I explained a few videos ago, is the best rogue tech we have as a basic, because he works effectively with the Alphalithograph from Triumphant, if you can't see that. And what it does is it basically lets you look at all of your face down price cards. And the cool thing is, in the regular game, you can move these around and basically put them any way you want, and during the game you're allowed to note which card is which. Now, I'm not so sure about liking this strategy, but some people do like it. So Rotom can use its Mischievous Trick, Pokepower, and take 1 card from your prizes and switch it with the top card of your deck. Since Ninetales draws and you have 4 Charin and 4 Engineers, chances are you're going to get that card you need that turn. And even when you don't, you can always get the crucial cards you need to keep the setup. Now, remember a few videos back when I explained the top 5 rogue decks, I mentioned Reshiphlosion, or Typhlosion, with Rayquaza Deoxys Legend. Now what this does in general is basically get you the fire energy back so you don't have to rely on Emboar all the time. And in order to effectively do this, we have to find a way, such as Shaymin, of getting Rayquaza Deoxys Legend what it needs to fully function. Now, to note, we do have Reshiram because Reshiram is a great attacker and we must have it early game to get the advantage. But the key to this deck is the catcher line. We have 3 Junk Arm and 3 Catcher for the reason that we can get 6 prizes easily if we can't get Rayquaza DX's Legend out effectively. So Reshiram does have other options when it comes to the deck. And under Trainer Lock, you bet we have ways out. Rotom, little Rotom, can easily be searched by a Pokemon collector. So if we cannot get effectively all the Pokemon that we need, such as Ninetales and Typhlosion, hopefully we can get 1 manual Typhlosion and have a Rotom and just keep piling the energy up and eventually just pick Pokemon off the bench and hit them for 20 times the number of energy attached to the Rotom. And I think that's why the deck does so well, is because you have so many options. If you just look, you've got 1 attack, 2 attacks, 3 attack, 4 attack, draw option, and an energy switch option. Plus, not only that, you have a prize option to where you know exactly where your prizes are, so that really helps you too. And plus, you've got the Junk Arm, which is always, in our terms, the way of effectively having the more Junk Arm you have in a deck, let's just put it this way, the more you have in a deck, the more options you have in a deck. Because when you have more Junk Arm, whatever you throw away to the discard pile, you can easily get back. Now when it comes to supporters, you would either have to do something like, say, Stoutland to get these back, or other Pokemon in general. And since none of us want to do a double colorless to get 3 any back, and 2 double colorless for 90 and no attack next turn, we just say run a heavy support line and then not need it anymore. Because once you use these Charin and Engineers, chances are Ninetales has already came out and you have all the fire energy you need in the system. Now, since you don't get it back into your hand using this method, you rely on that 1 Super Rod to kind of help you if you need those energy. Plus, don't forget about your Junk Arm. Once a Super Rod's in the discard pile, you got 3 Junk Arm to help you cycle it out. But of course, you'll be doing it rerun against some things like with a plus power, or the catcher, maybe even communication rare candy. And that's basically how the deck functions, is making sure you have enough resources and then enough backup to those resources. Now, what I say before is Alphalithograph 4, Rotom is one of the roguest strategies we have. No one uses it anymore. And that's exactly why this deck lives off of the strategy. Now, this deck has not lost yet. I will go ahead and say that. So I'm not challenging anyone to come on and play me. It's just that the deck is just solid, is a solid build, and I'm actually thinking about adding another line of Ninetales just to get that maximum draw. Well, not maximum, but Corey maximum draw. So it's not all the way to maximum, but it's barely below maximum. Well, that's it for today. Have a great day.